Hello, and welcome to another chapter of a tome pulled right off the shelves at the heart of the Jakuls. As always, I'm your sturdy host, Lothran, and there's ever so much more data to relay, so let's get to it, shall we? Go grab a filling meal, settle into a cozy spot, and pay accurate attention to Fleet Part 26. Cracks in the glass. No! Do not make another axe! Not metal or stone or of any substance. Make a sword. The speaker raged as he took the tool from Cam's hand and threw it from their building. I can only make an axe, speaker. No! You are choosing to make only an axe. I am your instructor here. I can see what you are doing. You prefer a tool to a weapon. I know where the fault lies. It is in your mind. Do not fail the Zir. Cam reached out, placing both hands together around the hilt of another wooden-handled axe with a metal head. It's just not happening. Cam replied, frustrated. Do you know what your failure gets you? The speaker yelled, seething with loathing toward Cam. I had been hoping you'd be further along before this point. I had been hoping you might be able to fix this. The Zir reached to his side, as if he were pulling open a drawer, and one appeared, and from it he plucked out a limp, rotten, maggot-covered matted fur, red form, and tossed it at Cam's feet. What the fuck? What the fuck is this? Cam screamed, all the while knowing what it was. You were supposed to help him, not kill him! Cam bent to his knees, tears falling upon the still form beneath him. Nono's chest cavity torn open, his ribs exposed, insects crawling through his desiccated organs. You had the power to stop this! Why would you let this happen? We did not let this happen. You let this happen. What was that? What are you hiding from me? Cam demanded more than asked of the Zir. It is your failure to progress that led us to cease supporting that useless thing's existence, the speaker replied, ignoring the previous pair of questions. Cam began scraping at the earth with his hands. What do you think you're doing? The Zir strode forward, demanding of Cam. I'm burying my friend, he said to it. Make a tool. Do things properly. That is an order, the Zir screeched at Cam. Cam turned toward the ground, stopping only when a horrendous sound erupted off to one side. A flake or shard of light tore and split from the area around it, falling right onto Cam, but dissipating into fog the moment it reached him. There, revealed in a single shaft of dim existence, was part of a woman's crying face, towering above the pair of them, massive against the landscape beside it. Cam slowly stood to stare at her. I know her. He reached out. The Zir kicked at Nono's corpse, raging to attract Cam's attention once more. That's Mera. Why is she crying? Cam asked of himself. The Zir reached a clawed fist into Cam's stomach, pulling apart his soft flesh with glee. You will be what we choose of you. No! Cam began to feel immense pain in his mouth and throat, feeling liquid seep from his maw. Legs, tiny thrashing legs, scrambling up out of his stomach, up through his throat. I am not yours to own and remake! Another shard fell, revealing more of Mera's face behind it. A hint of a man screaming behind her, some wall of obscuring mechanical noise. Vildar? He sounds desperate. Cam pushed himself away from the Zir, sensing the boiling, bubbling swarm in his intestines. His real insides frothing with living creatures escaping from his every orifice. Someone grabbed at his shoulder. Cam turned to see Whisper, her eyes filled with tears like Mara, clutching at her bulging stomach, so very sad. Cam almost reached out to her, almost fell for the trick, almost wanted to spend another night in her arms. But she'd never speak, never tell him he was wrong, never tell him how much she cared, never disagree with him, never shout for joy or yell at him, never be real, never be flawed, always be this fake thing before him. And it all fell away, glass shattering into 1,000 shards. But the reality was so much more horrible than he'd imagined. Tiny creatures were streaming out of his mouth and nostrils. At the other end of him, little mindless, squiggling, squirming, squishy, screaming balls with legs like long strands of hair, escaping into the open air and dying an agonized, horrendous death upon him. Mara held Cam's hand, trying and failing not to cry uncontrollably at his tortured fate. Two sets of hands waved odd tools back and forth across Cam's naked body, constantly streaming rays of red, scorching light across Cam's burnt, stinking, flaking, splashing skin. He vomited blood at an entire pile of foreign beasts, unable to comprehend what was happening. "He's awake! Fly him further from the planet! It's working! Keep going!" Cam wanted desperately to speak to them, to find out what was going on, to have some assurance that he wasn't losing any possible grasp on his thoughts or reality itself. But he fell sweetly into cold, black emptiness. And so it is. Our time together has once more come to a close. I hope each and every one of you enjoyed the tale as much as I have the telling of it. As always, I've been your instructive host, Lothran, and this was Fleet Part 26, Cracks in the Glass. Another tale right from the heart of the Jakuls. And now, we must once again part ways. Korvoth, guide them back along the proper path, back to the safety they know all too well.
Yes, sir, Lothran. I don't want to talk about this one so much. I might throw up. It's creepy crawlies in my belly. No, just do the work. Move on. Don't gotta talk about it. A pleasant greeting and a fond farewell to each and all. Please leave all your comments, questions, and kindnesses down below. Don't you let me catch a single one of you leaving any of that mean, rude, or awful stuff, though. You keep all that baloney to yourselves. Got it? Remember to like, share, and subscribe to help us learn, spread, and grow. And don't forget that we strongly encourage each and every one of you to stay safe out there. See you again tomorrow for Fleet Part 27. Good night and good luck. You'll need it. Bye-bye, everyone. Oh, this story was so gross. I don't like it. Goodbye. Bye-bye. I just can't forget how gross it is. I don't wanna.